Hey, this is Angel. In this video, I'll be discussing the narcissist, really just an immature baby. Welcome to, or welcome back to, Narc-repellant. This channel is devoted to those seeking understanding, strategies, and support as they are recovering from narcissistic or toxic relationship abuse and trauma. If you're interested in gaining further perspective, stay tuned. Our topic-related quote for the day comes from the 1765 essay Voltaire wrote against the Catholic Church. As long as people believe in absurdities, they will continue to commit atrocities. Somehow that made me think of narcissism. Okay, my new family of friends, let's dive into today's topic. Why is the narcissist such an immature baby? The more I've learned about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, the easier it has been for me to resolve the painful memories of those violent verbal attacks I got from my ex-narc. Each time that narc threw a temper tantrum, I fed right into his childish need to accelerate the drama. As a normal person, when your honor is being attacked, you do what you can to defend yourself. That's exactly what they're looking for. Now I realize my reactions to these bully sessions were very bad for me, but ultimately very good and nurturing for the narc. When I think of all the attention he got from me each time he picked a fight, but geez, I realize how lucky that guy was to have someone like me to be able to manipulate me to the point where I gave that baby everything he wanted, everything he needed. After all, who wants to see a big baby like that cry and stomp his feet? In this video, I intend to break down the reasons why narcissists are so inherently immature and how we can better protect ourselves from these bullies. Firstly, though, I'd like to take a moment to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Share, like, ring the bell, make comments today. As you know, YouTubers need and appreciate that level of support to survive. I want to acknowledge those who've been loyally watching my videos, as well as my new subscribers. I'm hoping you'll add comments today about your experiences when your narc has acted like a child. Your submitted comments will go through me first, as I want to watch out for predators and sales commenters. Okay, now back to our topic, narcissistic, immature babies. As I've indicated in other videos, 14 months with that narc resulted in a level of emotional and psychological abuse and trauma that is common among empathic people like myself. We find ourselves in relationships with toxic and narcissistic people quite often. Perhaps it's our need and desire to fix and make better and create a happy life within this new relationship. I've read and heard so much about wanting to make the victim of narcissistic abuse responsible for their part in these relationships, be it codependency, wounds to the inner child, or being an empath. But truly, none of that excuses the incredibly disrespectful behaviors directed at us from toxic narcissistic partners. Real emotional and psychological damage is done here, so much so that these wounds will need great time and much care to heal from. The good news is that we are obviously strong, and we can do this. How else would you have made it to this video? When I sat and ruminated on those arguments and the crazy statements he'd make, I realized now how immature and selfish he was. Everything that came out of him was childish and somewhat ignorant. As a good teacher, which has been my profession, I sought to raise his self-esteem, to make him feel good about himself, thinking that would resolve his immaturity and insecurity, which is what I thought was causing these arguments. Remember, like many other things in life nowadays, narcissism is on a spectrum of its own. The behaviors and experiences will vary for each of them and each of us, but you can expect to be drawn into their manipulated reality in a very dark world. You see, the narcissist first comes off as being so charming, so exciting, so seductive, charismatic, even a bit mysterious. These qualities make it so easy for us to want to fall in love with them. However, what we are being shown in the beginning is just a cover, a mask that narcissists wears to cover their true insecurity and feelings of shame and unworthiness. It makes sense. I always tell my students who feel they're being bullied, if someone calls you a bad name, just think that they are probably the ones feeling pretty low right now. I just never thought to apply the same reasoning to my own relationship. Well, I thought I was in a relationship with a grown man. Unfortunately, what I found out later is that there really was no relationship with anyone. He was an empty shell of something that never truly had the chance to develop into an emotional human being. That's when we see that there's quite a dark side to these kind of people, which make them act in ways which can destroy you. They can be arrogant, cold and cruel, entitled, selfish, competitive, exploitative and vindictive, manipulative. What about the narcissist makes them behave like such a toddler? First, they have an arrested emotional development, in most cases due to a parent's neglect, abuse, or actually overindulgence, or possible other traumatic or series of traumatic events. The adult narcissist has grown up with an underdeveloped or destroyed self-image. This could be the reason they want to destroy you. Like a baby, they want what they want when they want it, and they don't want to take no for an answer. Very simply, when a growing infant does not get the love, protection, and nurturing that they need, their brain becomes wired for things like neglect and abandonment. The brain of a narcissist is truly wired differently than others. How else would they be able to inflict such pain without any remorse, compassion, or, number two, they have a lack of empathy. A narcissist's ability to express appropriate emotions like care and concern are seriously impaired due to the same issues with brain development and nurturing as above. Sadly, these people are very cold and calculating, selfish, hurtful. Due to their lack of empathy, they will have no remorse for pain they've caused you or others. As stated, narcissists have one goal: to get their needs met. They will exploit, cheat, and lie in order to satisfy their immature needs. Number three, they are immature, insecure, vulnerable, and filled with shame. Although the narc will seem like they have a strong personality, they are actually quite fragile, like an infant. Their lack of a strong self-image creates great feelings of shame, fear, abandonment, powerlessness, emptiness, alienation, fear of rejection, and a basic lack of meaning in their life. Any attack to their sense of security will be met with extreme maliciousness. Underneath their fake mask is a self of toxic shame. The narcissist's feelings of insecurity and inadequacy require that they demand an unconditional positive regard from others. Without this, they will be drawn into a childish, rageful temper tantrum. Number four, they are arrogant and have feelings of grandiosity and entitlement. Narcissists need to compensate for their feelings of insecurity and inferiority, hence the bully syndrome. They will put you down and be critical toward others in an effort to make themselves feel more important or better, just like the schoolyard bully. At the same time, they cover their shame with a sense of bravado, as if trying to convince you of how special they really are. Narcissists believe they deserve special treatment. Just like a child, they do not like to wait their turn, and they do not like to wait for what they want. Number five, they're not able to connect with others. If you don't even have an emotional connection to yourself, how can you have an emotional connection to anybody else? Because narcissists have really no inner resources to cope with life and are such babies, they need to depend on others to supply all of their needs. Their needs for attention, for admiration, for affection, for clothes, for money, for everything. They're empty inside. Number six, they have an immature defense mechanism system. Again, due to the narcissist's immaturity, they will use defenses that are very childish. When one of my students acts arrogant and superior, I realize it's due to their feelings of inadequacy. A narcissist is the same. Also, just like a child, the narcissist will deny, rationalize, twist the facts, and distort reality rather than take any responsibility for their own behavior. They will project and blame rather than experience any negative input. You will be accused of being and doing what really is what the narcissist is being and doing, and it's usually egregious behavior. This is crazy making, and the people around the narcissist will take blows to their sense of self-worth through these distorted coping strategies. Number seven, they have trouble with aggression. Just like an insecure child, a narcissist will aggressively push people away by the way they act out and throw temper tantrums. The world must seem like a very threatening place, as the narcissist can also retaliate when they feel slighted by anyone. They have such feelings of entitlement that when they do not get what they want, when they want it, they will become quite aggressive. This can also become an act of violence when the aggression gets too physical. And the last one for today, number 8, they are envious and jealous of what you are and what you have. The narcissist must be the best at everything. They're not able to appreciate when others do well or have something that they do not have. It's like a child who wants the toy another kid has, or they're going to throw another temper tantrum in the store. This envy can make the narcissist very competitive. They will want what you have, and they will bring you down to get it if necessary. So, what have we learned? Well, being aware of the narcissist's pain, their shame, their inability to have a sense of empathy or remorse, you're going to need to protect yourself from the games they play, the lies they inflict, and their manipulations. They will not, and from what I understand, cannot change. The most positive aspect that could come out of a relationship like this is that you know you will arm yourself with the knowledge you need, as well as working to heal your own wounds, so that you will never ever be attracted to or attract a toxic or narcissistic person into your life again. If you are suffering from narcissistic or toxic relationship abuse, please know there are many avenues of support. You're definitely not alone in your struggle for understanding and for the want of more power over the narcissist. Don't stay isolated during this time. Get good help. It takes time to heal from these wounds. Give yourself lots of time. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. Have a graceful day.